Hey now, this is what dreams are made of. I love the Lizzie McGuire movie. Welcome back to my weekly update. Today we're talking about many a thing, and the first thing we need to talk about is where I am on the writing updates. So here it is with some next steps of what's gonna happen after I reveal where we're at, okay? Don't get your hopes up, it's not great. Well, I mean, it's great, but it's not like done. Yeah, we're at that magical 80%. I've got just Act 3 left to go. It should be pretty straightforward from here, except for the fact that my brain hasn't entirely decided on how the ending is supposed to function yet. From what I've learned from the writing so far is I don't really need to because it's gonna figure itself out. That's weird. That's a weird thing about writing, but I'll talk about that in a different one. So what I do wanna talk about is what's gonna happen when the first draft is done, okay? Because it might be this week, might be next week, it depends. There's a lot of stuff going on these next couple of weeks in my personal life. But what's happening with the first draft is that I'm gonna finish the first draft and I'm going to throw it somewhere for 2 weeks, let it sit, let it marinate before I come back and start doing some revisions. It's super important to do that because there's two outcomes to finishing a first draft, okay? And you can figure out what kind of writer, artist you are, but the first draft, for me, either feels perfect and there are no mistakes and everything is amazing, or everything sucks and is awful and I should probably just scrap it and do it all over again. So those 2 weeks are to get my brain away from it. Don't think about it, don't do anything with it. I might even start a different project for fun, just to get my mind off of it and away from it. And then I'm gonna come back with a fresh face, go through, red pen the whole motherfucker, and then probably do a second draft with all that information. And then after the second draft, probably go back through, revise, do a third draft, and then start sending it to people. And when I start sending that draft to people, that's when everyone on Patreon for $1 a month can have access to the first draft, okay? The reason why, and this is super important, Kevin and I had a talk. He's still of the opinion that I shouldn't do it at all, but his biggest concern, which I totally get and I totally agree with, is the integrity of my vision. And there's a thing that in the Brandon Sanderson lecture series about writing, where they talk about how small groups could be the absolute best thing for you and your story, or the absolute worst thing, depending on what kind of writer you are. If you go into a writer's group and you go, hey, here's where I am with my story right now. If I were to take my 80% and show it to people, they would all have different opinions on what that last 20% needs to look like. Man, this could be like a whole video on its own. Deciding on what is valid criticism and advice versus what is somebody's preference and taste is like a whole different skill set. And so while I feel like I'm good at differentiating someone's taste from like an actual piece of advice or criticism, to keep the integrity there like Kevin wants, I'm gonna do a couple more drafts, release the first draft. So the plan is I'm gonna finish draft 3, send it to people, and draft 1 will be openly available, which means once the third draft turns into a fourth draft, then the second draft will be available and so on. And the final shooting draft will just not be available for a long time until probably the shoot is done. But that could take a long time. I might change my mind from there, but that's just what we're planning on doing with that, okay? The next super important thing to talk about is the podcast. It's gonna be late this week because we're gonna go see Superman and then record the episode on Superman the night that we see it so that we can talk about it and get it all uploaded, probably all at once, just because it's more fun that way. Because he and I are super excited to go see Superman and Sybil's super excited to see Superman. That's the podcast. The next thing before Michael's Art Corner, because I want to talk about it more in Michael's Art Corner, is that I am officially a paid actor. Isn't that a crazy turn of events? Yeah, over the past weekend, I was a featured extra, which just means that I show up very minimally and say one thing for a vertical series that I can't talk too much about, but I can give insight on how those function. And in the next coming weeks, I'm again paid background actor for not a vertical series, but something else that I have very little information on and will go and sit in a crowd and clap and get paid $50 for. So very excited for that. So in Michael's Art Corner is, instead of me telling you, hey, go watch something or go read something or what I've read or whatever, I'm gonna tell you the cool behind the scenes stuff on how those vertical series are made. So what is a vertical series? I'm sure that some of you have been scrolling through like TikTok or Facebook and you'll see this orphan woman is now a brilliant mathematician who's getting divorced by her vampire husband. Is like the craziest titles that you can imagine and like the craziest things that could be happening. First scene of the entire thing could be, oh, my boyfriend, he died, but before he died, he turned me into a werewolf vampire, and now I am the leader of the vampire werewolf clan and have to bring them both together. And you're like, well, that's insane. I want to see where this goes. That's a vertical series. And here's basically how they get made, right? They take a foreign series, usually like a Chinese movie drama or a Chinese television series drama, and translate it one for one into a vertical series. And the translation obviously misses because there's like nuance in language. So sometimes it's like a very serious title and movie gets turned into a very unserious title with a lot of like weird, this would not happen. And they take them and they have American production companies bid on them. Small ones, obviously. It's not like Warner Brothers. It's like, I had a local San Antonio group. And so the base company that wants the thing made sends out a director, makes sure the production functions the way that they want, and they have like a 120-page script, and they have to shoot the whole thing in 10 days, edit it in like 3 weeks, and get it shipped out. So they've got like 2 months max to make this whole thing, and then they ship it off, and everyone gets paid, and they have their vertical series that you can pay $20 a month for as a subscription service or pay like for individual things. It's insane and very like fun. It's just this. It just is fun and extremely stressful for the crew because they were machines. Those people were moving and they were doing a great job, and they were shooting like 15-page a days. 15 pages is a lot because usually a production might get 5 pages a day. And that's like a good day for a big, massive production. So big props to those guys. I hope that I can share the thing that I was in when it comes out in the next couple of months. And yeah, that's that. Michael's Art Corner. Very crazy week. Anyways, I've got like probably another 25-ish, 30-ish pages maybe of the script left to go. And I have to go do that, and I'll see you guys next week. And I love you, and I appreciate you. And if you're on the Patreon for $1 a month, I have things that will get shipped out to you soon. So look forward to that. Okay, kisses, bye-bye.